What's up? It is your homie, Willy Cage, father of Johnny Cage, right? And today, we got a very special video. We got a request in for the movie made in the early 2000s, I think the year 2000 to be specific, American Psycho. Main star, Christian Bale. So, if you haven't seen the movie yet, what it's about is this dude named Patrick Bateman, and he's played by Christian Bale. And he's like this big old businessman, working at a company by day, and then by night, he's just like the sadistic serial killer murdering people, right? And that sounds awesome on paper, but is it awesome on film? So, when it came to this movie, I won't lie. So, I think it would be easier to list the things that I did enjoy about this movie versus the things that I did not enjoy about this movie. Number one, it had pretty cool cover art, so I was hornswoggled into clicking on it. Number two, the soundtrack is pretty great throughout the whole movie. And that's about it. Now, let's get into what I didn't like. When the movie starts off, it's Patrick Bateman. He's just kind of getting ready, taking a shower, doing some yoga, some push-ups, throwing on some face creams. It's an alright little scene, but the one thing that I hate throughout the entire movie, man, it's so annoying, is his narration. Now, narration in the movie is fine. The way he did it, his voice is just so, like, I don't even know how to explain it. His voice is just, like, makes me not want to listen. Like, I instantly tune out. It's just the way he does it, and, like, I don't know if it was meant for that for the movie, because this whole movie, I'm going to tell you, I did not understand. Like, I watched it, and I had to, like, really, like, focus it. Like, I had to use my parts of my brain I never used before just to watch this movie. No shade at them, but it's just not one of my type of movies. But the narration, I did not really enjoy. I'm going to tell you that. That was a big one I didn't enjoy. From the beginning, the middle, and the end, he just... And in the narrations, he's... well, actually, I'll save it for the next part. The next thing that kind of killed this movie for me is, alright, when you got a movie, a horror movie to be specific, like, I don't know if this was supposed to have horror elements, but the way I seen it, it looked like it was supposed to be a horror movie for me. And once you have a horror movie, you gotta have, like, your monster, whether that be a person, an actual monster, a creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, Leatherface, you got your monster. And once you got your monster has its traits. Like Leatherface, he's, like, scared of everything. He attacks because he has to. Jason Voorhees kills for vengeance for his mother. Michael Myers, depends on which timeline you're in. But when it came to American Psycho, the Patrick Bateman is supposed to be like a psychopath, like zero feelings about anything. He's just, like, mentally deranged and everything. So in my head, I'm expecting some dude to go buck wild and start stabbing and killing people, right? And not have much to any feelings. But instead, we get this whiny fucking bitch the whole movie that complains about every fucking thing, bro. Like, pardon my French, but, like, he's like, I doubt my wife's, like, being faithful to me, as he's, like, banging hookers off the street. Like, bro, you're really gonna be one of those type of dudes? And then he just complains about everything. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. I never seen a horror movie killer complain so much. I'm trying to think if I remember one, but he just, like, topped my list of just complaints for somebody that's supposed to be scary. Alright, another big problem for this movie for me is I don't know who to blame here. I don't know if it was Christian Bale to blame, whoever wrote the script and made the character, or the director that gave directions to Christian Bale to play this character, because the whole time I'm watching this thing, right? I'm watching a horror movie, right? I feel like I'm watching goddamn Son of the Mask or The Mask or Ace Ventura. This fool just looks like he's doing his try-hard best impersonation of Jim Carrey. Like, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm saying. If you haven't and you watch it, you're going to see what I'm saying. It looks like he's, like, one line away from being like, P-A-R-T-Y, because I gotta. And to be honest, I'd rather be watching The Mask or Ace Ventura. Both are good movies. Maybe I'll get into those one day. But the way I would fix it, let's see. I would take away Christian Bale, because for some reason, everybody rides this dude's meat in this movie. And honestly, he wasn't even all that. I'd rather see, like, Matthew McConaughey play him, Patrick Bateman. He might have been a little better, or maybe better, who knows. But I don't know, maybe just the way he was, like, whatever he did for that little role did not, like, get my jollies off at all. Like, honestly, I don't know who to blame. Like I said, I don't know who to blame. There's, like, a lot of people here. Don't know who to point the finger at, but the character is just annoying as hell. And then, besides the annoying narrations and annoying bitchingness of everything, and just the way he, like, acts is like a try-hard... Somebody, like, trying so hard to be Jim Carrey. You know, now that I'm speaking of it, you know what he reminds me of? If you ever seen the movie The Room, like not the horror movie The Room, but like the one that's supposed to be like a drama and whatnot, with like Tommy Wiseau. That's what it reminded me of. His acting reminded me of Tommy Wiseau in The Room. And now another one of like the big pitfalls for me is like, if I feel like when I watch this movie, it's just the same thing over and over again. It's like a business meeting, and then he talks to one person. He's like, all right, I'll make a dinner reservation. Oh, they know me there. Like, oh yeah, that doesn't get old after the 50th time. Then, you know, he goes, has the dinner, and then boom, he kills somebody. Like, wowzers. Like, you gotta think of something. You gotta be a little more, for me to notice that, like, you know how, for me to notice that, I'm just gonna say, for me to notice that, like, you did something wrong. And I don't know if that falls into what they were trying to do, where it's like all businessmen are the same type of deal. Because there's like a few scenes where they do that with like the cards, and then what was it? Oh my god, there was another scene in the movie. It was like towards the end. Jeepers Creepers. Oh no, it's actually throughout the whole movie where everybody thinks somebody else is another person. Like they think he's this dude, and he thinks this dude's this dude, but he's really this dude because they all look similar. They all dress similar. Like, all right, I get it, and I get, yeah. It's kind of hard when everybody's the same to like actually have a difference, but like you don't have to do it like a million times. Like, yeah, all right, the card scene, if you would have left that would have been fine. Or if you had the other one where everybody was like everybody else, that's fine. But like to have in every single goddamn way and form, like Jeepers Creepers, you should have just made a damn poster and just had it somewhere so everybody could look at it, and it would have been much easier, and it would have saved me 2 hours of my life from watching this movie. No shade. All right, maybe shade, because that is a little harsh what I said, but you know, it is what it is. Now, I'll always give credit where credit is due. I'll say that. I'm not going to be a hater and hate on everything if it doesn't need to be hated on, you know? But the parts where I say they did do good were the kills. Most definitely. I would say at least the beginning half of the kills, because towards the ending half, I feel like they got a little lazy. But except for one thing with the kills is the goddamn narrations are just so annoying and whiny. I'll tell you that. But like the first kill, like when he stabs the homeless man and he stomps the dog out, and it's like, I won't say funny because it's a kill, but it's a little like, oh, it's pretty interesting. And actually, the scene that I really like the most, it's a little goofy, I think, but when he's chasing like the hooker with a chainsaw, but even then the kill was like a little weird on that one. Like, he kind of just drops the chainsaw on her, I guess, but it's a little different, you know, not too bad. But I would say that's where I got to give some good credit. And also I got to say the movie did have like comedic parts to it that I did enjoy here and there. I feel like in the second half it was a little more enjoyable than the first half. Like first half had the better kills, second half had the more enjoyable dialogue, I'll say, or at least more interesting. Because he had like some funny one-liners and whatnot. But so let's see, other than that, there's not too much I really enjoyed about it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was another thing, it was like, I feel like it was way too long. And it being too long and doing the same thing over and over again, it was not flying with me, I'll tell you that. Did not fly high with Willy Cage. Last but not least, the ending. And I'm gonna be honest, I can't even remember what the ending is. Like, I remember watching it, like, he goes on like this little tantrum, shooting people, calls his therapist, his like accountant or secretary finds like his notes of him like killing, like not killing people, but like him drawing people like dead, getting stabbed and whatnot. And to be honest, I can't even remember what happens, because that's how unenjoyable the movie was for me. At least like the ending half. Like I cannot remember. Like I'm trying to see me rubbing my head and everything. That's me trying to go back to remember what it was. Like I even looked at my notes and it just says ending question marks. So I don't even remember what it was, but my friend told me like there was supposed to be like some type of thing at the end where it's like, did he actually kill the people or was it all in his head? If he didn't tell me that would have not crossed my mind a single bit, because he's just like a whiny guy that complains about everything and then kills people at night. Like that's what it is for me. It's not very high in the movie list that I would rewatch, but who knows, you know? As you can see, it says American Weirdo and then the ending question mark. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember why I put American Weirdo, but I think it's because like he's just like a creepazoid in the movie. Like he is a serial killer and whatever, but he's just such a goober, bro. He's like such a goober. I don't even understand it. Like it was hard for me to comprehend that movie. Now, if you actually want to go watch the movie for yourself and form your own opinion, you could skip over like this next minute or so. But if you want to save an hour and like 45 minutes, here's what basically the whole movie is. I'm gonna bitch about my life. Hey guys, let's go out to drink. Yeah, Red Lobster. We got a reservation for 9 o'clock. Oh, they know me there. And then I proceed to go pick up some prostitutes and then film them and then kill them. And then that's about the whole movie. Boom, just saved you an hour and 44 minutes of your life. All right, so now I know what you're thinking. Willy Cage. But what do you truly think of the movie? And I'll tell you, my good old American compadre, or maybe not American. Either way, to be honest, it's like a super like sophisticated movie, or at least it seems that way. So I'm not a very sophisticated person. I like my stuff like blatant obvious in my face. I don't want to go 50 extra layers deep to enjoy something when I could just look at the surface level and enjoy it. But I mean, if that's your type of thing, you know, if you like The Shining, you might like this movie, and I did not enjoy The Shining, let me tell you that. I don't even know if I want to rewatch it to give it a review. But, I mean, the kills are alright in the second half, like I said. But, other than that, I mean, the movie, not American Psycho. It's mid. I had to do it to them. I'm sorry, that movie is mid, it's overrated. And I don't know why people ride Christian Bale's meat to the sun on this movie. Like, to be like, all right, he's a good actor, yeah. Like I said, I didn't enjoy it in this. Like, maybe somebody else would have done it better. But like, even if that was like the pinnacle of like any actor that could have did it, it's all right. Not as it's not. I don't know. I don't even know who to compare it to. It's like it's no freaking like me. That's all I gotta say about that. But anyway, I mean, the memes are funny that I've seen on the internet, but that's all the positive I got from it. And with that, I leave you with this. Have a good day, because that's about it. Almost forgot. Within the upcoming videos, I'm gonna actually review an actual cinematic masterpiece that is highly underrated compared to this movie. And I know what you're thinking. What could that possibly be? What could that possibly be? And my brothers and sisters and everything in between, we're talking about Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Puts American Psycho to shame.